Welcome back. Amid a massive furore, protests, alleged inaction, eviction of Nepali students from Odisha's Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology after the alleged death by suicide of a Nepali student. The Indian Embassy in Nepal has assured thorough investigation into the alleged suicide of a Nepali woman student, also urging other students to return to the campus. This comes after the incident escalated into a diplomatic issue, with Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli reacting strongly. In fact, amid the backlash, the KIIT University appealed to all Nepali students to resume classes. In fact, this comes just days after a B.Tech student from Nepal was found dead at the KIIT University in Bhubaneswar. Police had stated that prima facie evidence suggests death by suicide. The incident has sparked a huge controversy, with the alleged boyfriend being named as an accused in the case. KIIT Vice-Chancellor claimed that a love affair was the reason behind the student's suicide or death by suicide. But here's the deal: the big concerns and questions that need to be asked. The father of the victim in this particular case has claimed that had the university acted on the complaint, his daughter would have been alive, alleging that his daughter was subjected to harassment and emotionally blackmailed. University sources have confirmed that indeed there was a complaint filed by this victim earlier. The college claims the two students were counseled and warned. But the question is, what after that? There are also other grave concerns: how this entire incident seems to have been absolutely mishandled. An educational institution suddenly saying the university is shut for international students amid angry protests for justice. Of course, eventually forcing the college top officials to issue apologies. KIIT VC and officials have, in fact, the KIIT Vice-Chancellor as well as officials have expressed regret over the incident and apologized. There's also a full-scope apology by the university as a whole that is out now, that came after absolutely insensitive remarks by some who have gone viral in a video. The students being told that the founder of the institution feeds and educates 40,000 students for free. Another staff member is heard saying that money spent on students is equivalent to Nepal's national budget. Remarks that can be even labeled as xenophobic, fueling a very tense situation. But first, let's listen in to what the father is saying, followed by what the cops are saying.
घटना के बारे में क्या हुआ था, क्या है, ये हमको मालूम नहीं है। हमको सिर्फ इतना मैसेज आया कि कॉल करके बोला कि तुम जल्दी से आ जाओ, ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है। नहीं तो हम लोग आ गए। कुछ हरासमेंट हुआ है, कुछ इमोशनल ब्लैकमेल हो रहा है। नहीं, ऐसा कुछ कंप्लेन यहाँ आके मालूम हुआ हमको। अब क्या बोलना, अब आइंदा ऐसा घटना ना हो। हमारा बच्ची तो गई नहीं, लेकिन इधर दुनिया का बच्चा पढ़ रहा है। नहीं, कितना प्यार से, कितना नहीं सपना देख के भेजे। उन लोगों को अब फ्यूचर में ऐसा सुनने को ना मिले बस।
She had already informed to the IRO office and no steps were taken from the administration office, and also there has been a lot of indiscrepancy in the behavior of the administrative people in our campus. And also, as we all know, that the Nepali students were sent back home and they're also now being called back. So it has been a mishap. We are protesting against all that is happening in the campus as of now.
The Nepali students spoke up. They said that we wanted justice. And in retaliation to that, KIIT beat them up and sent them to the railway station to go back home without warning. Without any help, without any support, बस जाके छोड़ दिया. They got beaten up. अभी उनको वापस बुला रहे हैं. ये क्या है? Is this how you treat your students? They are paying students. They are the same as us. मैं Indian हूँ तो क्या हुआ? They are the same as us. Is this how you treat your students? That is all we want. We want justice for Prakriti. We want an independent investigation. They are apologizing for removing them from the campus. Apologize for beating them up. Apologize for physically harassing them. इसका apology कहाँ है? Yes, we are all KIIT के students. And हम नहीं हटने वाले जब तक हमारे demands are met.
आप पहले स्टूडेंट्स को निकाल रहे हो अंडर द प्रीटेक्स्ट ऑफ सेफ्टी, फिर आप थोड़े घंटों बाद एक अपील भेज रहे हो कि हम लोगों ने गलती बोली इन द हीट ऑफ द मोमेंट वी सेड दैट एंड वी अर्ज पीपल टू कम बैक एंड व्हेन यू आर आस्किंग देम टू कम बैक यू आर आस्किंग देम टू साइन एन अंडरटेकिंग हाउ डज दैट इवन मेक सेंस.
हमने एक केस रजिस्टर किया था कल, और केस रजिस्टर करने के बाद हमने कल ही उस अभियुक्त को हमने कल ही गिरफ्तार कर लिया था, क्योंकि प्रथम दृष्टि में ये मानने के कारण थे कि उसकी तरफ से हरासमेंट लड़की को हुआ है. इसके डिटेल तथ्य भी और एविडेंस को और ऑलरेडी इन्वेस्टिगेट किया जा रहा है. लैपटॉप, मोबाइल, ये चीज़ें उनकी सीज की गई हैं. उसको सबसे पहले फॉरेंसिक साइंस में भेजा जाएगा ताकि उसमें कोई छेड़छाड़ ना हो. उसकी फिर हम लोग कॉपी लेके फिर उसको आगे इन्वेस्टिगेशन बढ़ाएंगे. इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो भी होगा निष्पक्ष होगा और इसमें जो न्याय है वही किया जाएगा.
Well, 2 hostel officials and 1 senior administrative international relations officer has been suspended. 2 security staff have been terminated immediately. A dedicated control room now is operational 24/7 to facilitate the return of Nepali students to the KIIT campus. But let's listen in to how the university and the officials have apologized.
I'm making this video to apologize for the statements I said on 16th night in the spur of the moment, and I want to communicate that whatever statements I had done, I said are mine and have nothing to do with any of the authority of KIIT University. And if any of my statements has hurted the sentiment of my Nepali students or people of Nepal, I apologize for it sincerely.
I want to take a moment to apologize for my recent remarks regarding Nepal while handling a student protest that escalated beyond control. My intention was never to offend or demean anyone, and I deeply regret if my words caused unintended harm to the sentiments of anyone. I want to emphasize that my words do not reflect the views of the university or any of the authorities. I am extremely sorry and apologetic for whatever has happened. However, it is important to convey that my words were a direct response to statements made during the protest, where my country, my institution were called corrupt and poor. In that heated exchange, my reply was meant to defend against those remarks, not to demean Nepal.
Well, I'm being joined by Rajesh Jasyal, who's an educationist, as well as Arvind Kumar Jain, who's a former DGP for Uttar Pradesh. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us. Well, let me just start with where we are currently. Rajesh Jasyal, you just heard one of the faculty members of the university apologize. I mean, look at what that faculty member has stated. That faculty member has said that, whatever I said, I'm profusely sorry for it. My words do not show or reflect anything of the institution. However, I want to make it clear that my response was what I said was in response to some things that were said against my country by students. These are students who are agitated. These are students who are angry. How valid is even an apology like this? I mean, of course, KIIT has gone ahead, appealed to students to come back. But what we are trying to get to is what has unfolded at KIIT is something that could have happened in any educational institution, but definitely not the way it should have been handled.
Okay, Sneha, it is very unfortunate, and I mean, I have no words to express my sympathy for the grieving parents and those Nepalese students who lost a friend, and of course, the student who died at such a young age, taking her life into her own hands, finishing it. My view at this stage, because the facts are slowly coming out into the media, and that yes, you listed down all the actions which have been taken by the university. The Vice Chancellor has apologized on I think it is on Facebook or somewhere in the next post, and also control room has been set up. The university is urging these students to come back. Nepal embassy, 2 officials, I believe, are getting stationed at the university, and the parents are being urged by the university to come along with the students and to see that they again settle down. The university is also making amends by not marking them absent for their absence away from the university during this time, and their academic uh, care will be taken out. Main accused has been arrested. The law in India, we all know, it is a slow-moving process. It will happen, and obviously, if he is proven to be guilty, he will be punished as per the laws of India. Which even the grieving father, I think he has given a very mature statement. He's given a very mature statement that yes, I have lost my mother.
Absolutely.
It should not happen to any of the students in future. Now, that is where my take is that, of course, immediate step is to contain the situation by the university, by the local administration, and even between the two countries. All right. And next is, what steps do we take for this to prevent such a situation in the future? As far as relationship between a boy and a girl in a university is concerned, we cannot regulate it. They are adults, and we cannot treat them like.
It's not meant to be regulated.
Yes. So therefore, these things happen naturally. But in case the victim had gone and made a kind of a complaint against this boy for harassing her, that should have been taken very seriously. Though the media is saying yes, they were called.
Okay.
Or the boy was
No,
called
let
and
me
he
just
was
get
counseled.
in Arvind Kumar Jain at this point. Rajesh Jasya, let me just get in, since you have reached this point, and this is where I want Arvind Kumar Jain to come in. So, Arvind Kumar Jain, a love relationship or a live-in relationship in a university, in a hostel, anything can get sour at any point. Things may go wrong at any point. But here's the question. When there is a complaint of misbehavior, of blackmailing, of emotional blackmailing that has been filed, what should be done? What should be done? What's the recourse that needs to be taken? Because in this particular case, the university has said, we called the two students, counseled them, and one of them was warned. How would you see the response? And what should the response be? How should educational institutions be responding to situations such as this?
If there are not very serious allegations in the complaint, then university is authorized. Dean is there, Dean Student Welfare, wardens are there to sort out the matter between two students. But if a complaint has a cognizable case is made out, because only on basis of that complaint, as I was listening to Police Commissioner Bhubaneswar, arrest has been made of that student. It means a cognizable crime was made out, and it was duty of the university administration to forward that application to the police commissioner or to the local police station. It should have been brought into the knowledge of police, and police should have been asked to take action in the matter as per facts. And I think this is not correct on the part of university. If serious allegations are leveled, then university cannot deal with it. University cannot deal with it. University is not supposed to deal with it. There is an agency to deal with such complaints. And had it been referred to police earlier, I think their valuable life would have been saved.
Right. In fact, we're just getting some breaking news at this point. Even as we are speaking, the information that's coming in is that 3 directors and 2 security personnel have been arrested. 3 directors of KIIT, as well as 2 security personnel, have been arrested. That's the breaking news that we are getting in at this point. So, Rajesh Jasyal, coming to you, even as we are breaking this news, obviously it's very evident that the situation was not handled well. It was not the way how India is known to respond to protests as such. But here's another question that I want to ask you. From the videos that did go viral, is there a deeper concern as well? One, of course, protests that were not handled well. Two, students being asked to leave the university suddenly, saying the university is shut for international students. That's not acceptable anywhere. And obviously, we are seeing arrests happen. But look at the comments that have gone viral, the videos that have been made, and that's deeply disturbing.
Yes, certainly it is disturbing. As far as the complaint part is concerned, normally the SOPs which all universities or educational institutions have regarding pertaining to sexual harassment, there are various levels of harassment which are made out. Is it level 1 offense? It is level 2? Is it level 3? And an action has been listed. If in a good university, it will be there. So it is worth checking that what is the sexual harassment SOP which was being followed in the KIIT University. That is one. As far as the protests are concerned, certainly I feel it is wrong on the part of the university to send out the students to the railway stations and send them home. I don't know the ground situation, what was the compulsion on the part of the university that they had to take this extreme step, but normally it is never done. If it is done, then obviously they were up against the wall to take the situation. Maybe they, like DGP sir mentioned, they should have gone to the local police to take assistance and contain the protest and handled it more maturely. This is my take. But the ground situations are obviously will come out in the probe on the investigations that will be carried out at the end. Now, arrest of these directors, all this, of course, this is all part of the damage control which is happening, and well, there are no words whether it is right or wrong, because things have gone wrong, certainly in the university. It is its reputation. Mind you, it is a very reputed university.
And it spiraled into a diplomatic issue.
Yeah, and
correct.
So I'm sure a kind of maturity is required at all levels now to contain the situation and not to give any inflammatory comments. On my part as an educationist, or on your part as a media, we need to ensure that firstly the students come back, they start studying again. Yes, the probe will go on. The law
absolutely, there's no doubt about that. In fact, Mr. Jasia, let me just make this very clear. This is not about inflammatory remarks or trying to garner more eyeballs. That's certainly not the point. Yes. India is known for its educational institutions. Absolutely. India is a safe place for people from the world to come and study as well, even as Indians go abroad and study. India has its might when it comes to premier educational institutions, and I think India is looking at giving out a very strong signal with the arrests that have happened, and also the appeal now that is going on repeatedly for the Nepalese students to return.
Yes, and we all have worked with the Nepalese, whether they come as a workforce or I was in the army. I have seen Nepalese or Gurkhas in the army. They're lovable people. We treat them like our brothers. And,
absolutely.
So whoever made these had comments about Nepal, obviously, if those guys can be chosen, and whatever DGP sir will be able to explain what law can be applied against them to spoil relations between two countries and two communities, is not done.
Absolutely. In fact, Arvind Kumar Jain, if I can get you in at this point, this is an educational institution. This is a premier educational institution. And police have their restrictions. Police cannot enter educational institutions without being asked to intervene, without help. But in a situation like this, where now students are being appealed to return to study, where obviously situation still remains tense, there are still protests that are happening. Very quickly, if you could tell us, how do you see the way forward?
police can be deployed, paramilitary forces can be deployed, Odisha armed police can be deployed in the campus, request can be made. I was listening to the father of the deceased. He is not instigating students at all. He is a very reasonable man, and whatever he is saying, it makes a lot of sense. And VC or any person has no authority to send back so many students. You leave the campus. International students are not allowed here. This is not done. We have excellent relations with Nepal, and this is not the way to handle the situation. And I think efforts were being made to protect that boy who has now been arrested by Bhubaneswar police.
Right.
They have taken the right step, and all those who are found guilty, action should be taken against them. And a strong message should go to Nepal that action is being taken on merit, and no nonsense will be tolerated in the campus. You are absolutely correct that without a message from VC, police doesn't enter campus. But it is not mandatory. It is police has authority. Police has authority to enter if there is a suicide,
Right.
because naturally they will fill up the inquest report. They will take the body into custody. But I think there has been mishandling on the part of university authorities, and Bhubaneswar police has done the right thing by making arrests of university
Right.
officials also, whosoever are involved in it. They should not be spared at all.
Okay. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us. Rajesh Jasyal as well as Arvind Kumar Jain, thank you very much. Arrests that have been made, protests and anger, of course, still, on the campus as well. Appeals being made to Nepali students to return. A huge loss of life, really, honestly, that should have been avoided, and an escalation of a situation that could have been completely avoided. Yes, Mr. Jasyal, parting shots. I can't give you more than 30 seconds. Please go ahead. You have your hands up.
It does not become a political fight, and you will have plenty on plate too thereafter to handle, because it is an issue which will be thrown up by the opposition parties, because the new government which has just come into
We'll wait to see that. See, I don't think we need to go ahead into doing what opposition needs to do its role. The ruling party needs to do its role. I think we'll leave to see that for another day when it does come up. For now, I think a very sensitive issue that needs some very deft handling. Thank you very much to both of our panelists, Rajesh Jasyal as well as Arvind Kumar Jain, for joining us.